We're going to look at the performance menu option from a teacher perspective. So I'm going to choose a course that I want to review, and you'll see that there's a number of tabs across the top that allow the teacher to look at data on the users within inside the course. They can flip between courses with and still look at the same gradebook simply by choosing a different course. And so it will stay in the same functionality, just move to a different course. So you have the ability to look at content. You can certainly click on a student and see their performance page and what they're doing, so you have access to all the same detail they would have, their stream, their badging, everything that's available to them. So you can gain access to all that information simply by clicking on a user. You also have the ability to grade from this grade page, similar to the to-do list. If you click on that grading item, it's going to open up the grading window, and you'll be able to complete the grading process from the grade page. You also can click on the header of a document. So I can click on the header of this one, and it will open up and show me individual work, so I can bounce between different students who have done this assignment and see how they've done individually. And so that information is available to you when you come into the header. You also can stop submissions, curve grades, autofill, fail, things of that nature can be done when you click on the top of an item. You also can filter the gradebook so that you can show just the module I'm working on, for instance. So now I'm going to narrow this down just to module 1, and makes it a little easier to load and to work with simply by filtering the appropriate part of the gradebook. So you can filter it, you can also use groups. All of that can be used through the filtering tag in order to see the detail within inside the gradebook. You can also import and export your scores, produce final grades if you're using sections. You can also do quick edit if you're doing something like a paper submission or a singing contest or something that's not digital. Well, you can just double click and it treats it like a spreadsheet. So they have 49 out of 50. I can hit enter and it just goes down, and I can hit enter and give them another score. And so this quick edit just simply allows me to enter scores without going through the whole dialog. And then I can disable that as well. The other items across the performance page include mastery, so I can see how the class generally is doing on an outcome or standard. If I click on that, it's going to show me individually how students are performing in that environment. If I click on them, they'll be selected. So this just gives me an idea of how they're doing from a mastery standpoint. I can also look from a unit summary, how far along are my students, so I can see who's the furthest behind versus the most completed. I can see how they're doing from a unit standpoint and a module standpoint. If I click on that header, it's going to show me again, and again these are sortable, so I can basically work my way down through those environments, determining how far along the students are. So a little easy to see that. I also can look at the For Me tab. This is where we have the items that have been individually assigned to students from the teacher's perspective, as well as the student choice activities. I can view this on a month basis or a year basis. The lower number are items the teacher has assigned. The upper items are the items the student has self-selected. So you can kind of see through this. These numbers are clickable. And the whole idea here is that I can see what I've subscribed to them. I will see items that need grading. They'll show up on the to-do list as well. I can delete these. I can make them gradable if I want to. So I can change something that was just a reading and turn it into a gradable activity if I want to do that from the For Me tab. So some good things that can happen here. Just keeping an eye on the choice activities that show up in the course. You do have reports relating to the gradebook and to the students and to mastery. And so these reports can be run against the filters that you have and the date range. So anyway, you'll want to play around with these reports and get some of the detail out of them. Exporting them to CVS, you can take them into Excel and function with them from there. So that's a quick run through on the performance page.